Happy Monday, Steph. It was Blue Monday, apparently, officially. This is the worst day of the year, according to experts. How are you feeling?
Good thing Milan's not playing, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah,
That would
absolutely.
coincide magically. Yeah, I'm feeling all right despite
Me
that.
too. Me
Despite
too.
that information. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I did the post match against Lecce. Good win. I thought we were. strong. To be honest, it was the most dominating as performances go. It was just a scoreline flattered
Yeah,
Lecce. I
100%.
think the
Great game.
stats were just tremendous. I completely skipped and asked you how you are. How are you before we get
I'm
into
good,
Lecce?
mate. Yeah, I've just realised I hadn't had the pub chat overlay, so the first minute, ignore that. We're in there
Okay,
now.
we're there. Hopefully,
No,
I've
I'm good.
distracted you enough.
I had a busy weekend, great weekend, and definitely not going ahead with the Blue Monday. I'm feeling good. January's flying by this year. I can't complain, to be honest.
Because if it ain't blue, it's red. It's Rossoneri. There
Exactly.
you go.
Yeah, all good.
But yeah, no, I thought. I was really. There's been games this season where, like, obviously we've not been. Oh, what the fuck are we watching and stuff? But like, from start to finish, I was like, I'm really enjoying this, and it's only Lecce, and at the same time, I said, well, Inter beat them 1-0 midweek, previous game week, but I was really happy on the rotations we made. I was happy with the way we played and clearly just addressing what was going into a concerning issue the last sort of 30 minutes and really upping the ante and the tempo while still keeping the shape and not. And that was the worry. I think, I kind of had, we were going to be too overzealous here, but we just kept that structure whilst just upping the ante and just doing the simple things right. And then ultimately getting a win. And yeah, man, I was really happy. Did you catch the game?
I did. I watched it. It was actually quite nice to be able to. I know you and I, one of us, are usually doing a match reaction afterwards, but when we're not and we can actually enjoy it, it was nice to actually enjoy the game and then not have to worry about the video. Not that I like doing it, I love doing it. You know what I mean? I can actually watch it and
soak it in a bit more. Yeah,
soak it in exactly. Yeah, not have to think about post match or whatever. But anyway, I agree. And also to your comment about it just being Lecce, I think Lecce not like. They don't create any chances, but they've lost to the big teams, but it's all been like 1-goal margins. They're not an easy team to beat, even though they don't create opportunities. You know what I mean? You have to concentrate for a team like Lecce for 90 minutes plus. Like you cannot, not because they're going to threat, but as in a guaranteed going away and winning isn't also guaranteed, right? They're like a draw waiting to happen. They're really organized everywhere, but up front. So yeah, I agree. It was yeah.
The keeper was phenomenal as well.
Falcone's.
I mean,
did you hear the stat when the commentator? I don't know if he caught this, but he has played the most consecutive Serie A matches apparently for like 5 or 6 years. He hasn't missed any games. He's like the most available player in the league.
He's one. To be honest, I'm not talking about the market in this video, but like I think in the summer, if we pivot from Terracciano, who I don't think is awful, like as a backup, mate, he is.
Great.
He was phenomenal with the shot set.
That reach. Sorry, I know we're jumping around, but that Ricci shot, I was like, that is a goal. I actually could not believe
the Ricci one, the Pulisic one, which I could want a bit more from Pulisic there, but I thought he did really well with
he was
saves.
He was the best player on the pitch. That is kind of like a fact.
I think I put it in the post match. I said I think he probably got the man of the match if they didn't lose the game. Did, and even the save against Nkunku in the last minute, last couple of minutes, I was like, he uses his body really well, and like typical with us, he'll probably have a fucking blunder in the next game and be absolutely awful. But
we got the win.
That's what we had to. That's what we put up with, and that's why the game should have been like 3-4, 5-0. Not to be horrible to them, but but yeah, it was a good win to get. And I think I mentioned about the rotation bit because we're going to talk in this week's video on the squad and as an overall and probably overlaying that with the market, the January market that we find ourselves in. It was good to see a sense of development from some of these players. Jashari was, for me, exceptional.
Brilliant.
And I think someone commented on my post-match going like, he wasn't that great. I was like, honestly, rewatch the game and see the simple things he does fantastically well. Look, and there were some bits where he lost possession naively in that sort of deepest position in midfield. I'm talking about maybe one or two times at most. But the way he transitions the ball forward with the tenacity to keep the ball going, you can see that sort of number 8 despite playing in a number 6 position. And I'm really intrigued to see if I would like to see him get more minutes, but at whose expense would that come? And if not, I mean, I don't know if that comes this season because Modric, of course, is a shoo-in for the starting role. Rabiot's phenomenal. He was incredible again.
Yeah.
And then for Fofana, you would think, okay, is it him? And he plays as an 8. I guess the challenge would be that
I think he's going to be a next season thing, Jashari, in terms
I
of
think
like
so
long.
as well.
But that's not bad because if you look
No.
at the progression he's had in the, like you said, the amount of minutes he's not actually, he's been with us for a year and a half or whatever, but he's hardly played because of that injury. So no, I was really impressed by him. Yeah.
Anything, I think we'll be screaming for taking Fofana's role, but he's left-footed. I think he's left-footed. He's predominantly left-footed. He seemed like he was when he was playing yesterday. So. Obviously, he's quite strong from a technical ability perspective, but I just don't know how that looks. And maybe him and Rabiot kind of rotate in their position there because Rabiot's also left-footed and he's quite powerful too. But I'd like to see him get more minutes. But Ricci again was strong. I thought he came into the game a bit more. Great effort, as you said. He had a good involvement as well as part of the Pulisic chance where he drove forward and cooked it to Leao, who then hooked in Pulisic. So Ricci's getting some availability there. Estepinian, your boy that I give you enough flack for, upping the ante on how.
Well, the first fucking minute, I was fuming.
When he loses possession clumsily.
Oh my god! But that side.
I'm not. I'm always a bit of a fucking. I always give myself hope with some players, but like you could clearly see there was a shift in intensity to his first and second half. That a lot of people commented on him having an overall solid game, driving forward, strong in winning the ball, and just like reading momentum of the players or the wingers that he's playing against. More of that. We just need more of that, and he needs to kind of try to fight his way back into the starting spot because that's what we want. And then I think the other player that I'll just touch on is Atakame, who's we both said before we started this video, fucking like that. When you get that guy running, man, he's rapid. But I guess the point we're trying to get onto here is we're in the market right now. We bought Nicholas Fulker, of course. Again, great to get his first goal. We brought him on loan. But in addition to the squad, in a needed position, we knew we needed number 9. We made many videos about can we get some wing back depth because we're not confident in Atakame and we're not happy with Estepinian, or could we get some defenders coming in because naturally it's not the deepest squad in that regard. But I think a few things to add in as a layer of context here. We're playing one competition for the rest of the season, Serie A. We're basically playing one game a week for most game weeks.
Well, for now, this is the hardest. Arguably, the hardest stretch is almost over now as well. Arguably,
from like a congested fixture.
Yes, congestion.
Versus, the actual games. Yeah, most of the squad, bar Santiago Jimenez, is back from injury. So we've got pretty much the availability, as you saw with that rotations last night. Do you think we need to sign any more players?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good question. I'll first say that we know January doesn't offer value. Like, there isn't, very rarely are there opportunities to actually make a difference. I think we look at Fulkrug now. Yes, he's only scored 1 goal, and I think he was signed because we all agree here it's the characteristics he has. Right, he's just a bastard to play against. We've got no one like that. He can occupy defenders, etc., etc. But he wasn't in anyone's like top list, so it kind of reinforces that January's a hard market to navigate. It just is, because all the top teams are arguably fighting. The talent you're getting is difficult. Maybe the players that we might want, the clubs that maybe fighting for relegation or whatever, like it's tough. So if you don't have to do business in Jan or major business, I think a loan deal here or there or a youngster coming in is probably great. Then I think that's fantastic because, again, you're not going to get value. My question to rebuttal your question is, what are the ambitions? Because I agree with you. I think it's nice now. I think De Winter's the biggest lift I've seen, where I thought, I didn't like him at the start, especially you think at the Super Copper in particular. But now I'm like, he's going to be in massive competition now with the Pavlovic. And a Tomori arguably, but really with Pavlovic. And you think, okay, that's nice. You then look at Atakame, you think, he could have a couple more games against these lower sides. I'm not saying he was going to take Salamaca's starting spot, but suddenly him coming in at 60, 70 minutes, we're like, cool, happy with that.